Simply Scuba presents the Deco Stop podcast.
Hi everybody, welcome to, what's this called? The Deco Stop. Deco Stop podcast.
Deco Stop. Woo! This is going well so
It's
far
hard being
today.
a presenter. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just have a computer screen in front of me and I just read. If it wasn't for Sean, I have no idea what.
Oh no! Don't say that. Don't put that sort of pressure on me. I don't want that.
Anyway, I'm Mark and I'm joined with Sean and we're going to talk about some interesting scuba stuff for the next 45 minutes or so. So the first thing is website updates for the Simply Scuba website, the bestest scuba diving website around.
Definitely.
So the first thing is that emails are really starting to kick off. So this year we've been doing a gradual kind of return to service, as it were. So myself, Sean, and the buyer Leo, we've all been sort of getting together and organising. Curating is a nice word. Some emails to go out to our emailer list. Sort of new stuff that's coming out. We got a new dry suit that's sort of just arrived, and all sorts of interesting bits and bobs to get you back into the diving mood. There's lots of new email sign-ups, which is wonderful. It's nice to see. If you do want to join the email list, just head over to simplyscuba.com, and then down at the bottom, there'll be like a blue banner. Inside of that, there'll be a white box. You can just type in your email address in there, and then just click on the green sign me up, and you'll be the first to know of any of our sort of latest deals, any discount codes, and the latest and greatest scuba diving stuff. What else? New Apex and Aqualung gear is still coming through the door. So last week on the 10th, they announced their 2020 lineup, everything that's new. Now, not all of that is arriving in February. The bags and some of the torches is arriving in February, but the rest of the stuff, the wetsuit and the sort of other amazing bits and bobs, they're arriving later on in the year. But plenty of stuff is arriving through Simply Scuba's doors, including a new dry suit from Fourth Element. So this is their Hydra, which is a neoprene dry suit, very sleek, compressed high density neoprene. So it's nice and warm, but it's quite a body fitting. So it's kind of halfway between a wetsuit, but it is a dry suit. So you're nice and hydrodynamic. It's very, very tough. The seams, I was just reading about the seams. They're blind stitched, they're glued, they're taped on the inside, and then they have this plasma sort of seal on the outside. So it's pretty tough, and it's going to keep you nice and dry. There'll be an email about that this weekend. And we've also had a great response to our new sort of surfing traveling brands on the Simply Scuba website. So lots of new brands, from everything from Billabong to Voited, all sorts of. It's just a mixture of. They're predominantly surfing brands, but actually we were looking at a lot of the stuff and it's like, oh, well, that would be really handy on a dive boat. Can we nick that? And basically, lots of interesting stuff. So it's definitely worth checking them out. Just go to the Simply Scuba website and check out new in. Lots of new bits and bobs, as well as a lot of women's fancy swimwear and stuff from sort of Sea Folly. Expensive.
I've got myself a bikini. Yep.
There you go. That's it as far as the website updates. And now on to Sean for social. Oh yeah, we do have a few new bits of X Deep. Yeah, we expanded the range of X Deep as well. So we got quite a few of their not new sort of backplate and harness systems. It's more backplate and harness systems. We had the select few, and now we just have a greater selection. So more of the Zens and. What do they call it? Zeos, sort of wings and bits and bobs. So if you're looking for X Deep, then check them out on the Simply Scuba website.
Excellent. So obviously I normally go into social, but I'm also on the tail end of you guys. Obviously Mark talked about products. I've suggested...
Because I've forgotten stuff.
Huh?
Because I've forgotten stuff.
No, you haven't forgotten stuff. But obviously I had a conversation. I don't know whether you saw it in the Simply Slack chat, Mark, but I went over to our sister company, Web Talks, and I said, that'll look really well.
Oh, yeah.
That'll work really well. There are other brands that we're hoping to get For at the moment, I think it's just accessory and travel and stuff. But so and it's not necessarily going to be surfing brands; it'll be hiking brands. So like dry top stuff and stuff to keep your gear secure, dry, and also if your gear's wet to stop it from getting dry gear wet. So that's something that I found quite exciting. That I've going to start working on that, which is pretty cool. But anyway,
because it makes sense because not all of my equipment is scuba diving brands. I often use actually no, they make a really nice thing from a hiking brand. It's like, that's really practical. I'll use that whilst I'm diving. So it just kind of it makes sense. So
exactly that. And like with the crossover, obviously you've got the fourth element duffels. You've got the new Apex Drive roll top bag. That sort of style of bag has been around before scuba diving, and it's especially the dry top technology that's been in the hiking and climbing scene. Well, I think that's pretty much where it came from, or definitely part of the sailing and the adventure side of things. So it just makes sense if we can cross stuff over from there as well, giving you guys more choice on the Simply Scuba website, the world's #1 diving website, or it used to be, and it will be again. Don't you worry.
We had a bit of a stumble last year.
Just a touch, yeah.
We got back up. We're dusting ourselves off.
We're dusting ourselves off. Yeah, damn straight. Anyway, let's get on with some social chit chat. So social, what's happened? Nothing. There you go. That's it. No. So I obviously put a poll out about Ask Mark on Instagram about whether people wanted an Instagram version of that. Obviously, they said yes. So Ask Mark is now on Instagram. It will be on there before YouTube. I think around about midday when I'm going to stick it up on there, which should be fun. So if you want to see your questions before it goes live on YouTube at 5, head over to our Instagram. That's pretty cool. Our podcast followers are going up, and generally, I think now. I don't know. I think maybe because we've now got more bite-sized stuff, so more bite-sized, daily scuba news and stuff. A lot more people are listening to that, which is really, really good. Which means we're getting more followers. And Deco Stop is doing really, really well. It actually does really well on Instagram as well as a podcast, and it's doing okay when it comes to YouTube. But that's a never-rolling machine. The video Daily Deco, not Daily Deco. The Deco Stop podcast is
Daily Scuba News.
Yeah, is an afterthought, should we say, when it comes to YouTube. But anyway, it's a podcast at first, in all honesty. So that's pretty cool. So Empora, you've noticed a lot of our, to be fair, I think most of, if not all, our new surface interval videos have been sponsored by the extreme sports brand or website Empora. Mark says it enough times. that paragraph, but they've finally got their diving section kind of underway. So blogs are now starting to go live on their website. So if you wanted to read up some blogs or whatever, they are connected to our videos. Some are, some aren't. And also as well, I know they're taking some of the deep dive stuff that Mark's done and kind of scripting that out as well. So it's just another platform for you to read about scuba diving and get advice and get inspiration. So I'll link the Empora diving page down below, so then you guys can go and check that out. But that's very exciting because a lot of people are like, well, look, hold on, you talk about Empora and all that sort of thing, but you go on their website, and obviously at the moment it's winter, so their season is skiing and snowboarding, mainly skiing. Everyone's like, it's a ski brand. There's no diving on this. It's like they're doing it. They've just got they've got a lot of things to do over there. So it's just nice that they've finally got.
There's quite a lot on here. They've really been doing their stuff. I mean, that's what 3, 9, 18. Oh, there's like 3 pages. There's a lot on there already.
Exactly.
They've been busy.
Yeah, exactly that. So just go ahead over there. And again, thank you for Empora for sponsoring Surface Interval. It's great to work with you guys. You're an awesome bunch over there. And our Spring store. So a couple of Teesprings, but they've renamed themselves Spring. I don't know. Anyway, I said a couple of daily decos. Deco Stops ago. That's we were looking at more of the eco branding stuff, more options, and now eco-friendly. I've kept some of the designs, like, because the colouring at the moment, you could get it white, black, or some like weird grey colour, which doesn't look very nice. It's like a grey blue light. I don't know. It's just a weird colour. So obviously our popular ones like the emotional bolt snap and stuff. I've kept quite a lot of the colorways on there, like in the premium tees and stuff. But yeah, there's been a big shift to the eco-friendly stuff. It does cost a little bit more, but the way that the t-shirt's manufactured and everything like that is all eco-friendly, low carbon footprint, and that's what we're all about, and that's what we're trying to, we're trying to reduce our impacts that we have on the planet when it comes to pollution. So yeah, as soon as that option came in, it was a no-brainer that we would tie into that. But hopefully they'll release more colours and stuff. The more they release, then in theory, the more designs and stuff, and like maybe limited runs we can do. But then also as well, the cheaper we can make things as well on there. Because the more that's out there, the more you flood the market. I guess, is that the right analogy, Mark? The cheaper things will be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it from social. But yeah, like I say, keep following us over on Insta. That's literally going to be the little brother of our YouTube channel. I'm trying to get the vibe that we have on YouTube over on Insta, and of course, follow us wherever you listen to your podcast. Wherever you listen to your podcast as well. Follow us, like us, rate us, whatever needs to happen. The more information, the more activity we have in wherever you get your podcasts, the more feedback we get, and what works, what doesn't work, and that sort of thing. But everything's on the go. And now, to really push the podcast, obviously Mark said about us talking about emails. At the bottom of the email, we have podcast episodes as well. So where it just used to be mainly a couple of episodes of whatever was on YouTube, now obviously myself, Mark and Leo, we kind of have more of a control on what goes where. Not that we didn't have it beforehand, but obviously there was a team of designers beforehand, whereas with the new Simply, we go, we want this on there, and they go, okay, let's get it done, which is quite nice. Rather than going, oh, I don't like the aesthetic, it's a different tone of blue, or like shut up. That can go on, and not that there was anything wrong with the guys beforehand in the previous Simply. Not that they're probably watching.
Stop digging, Sean. Stop digging.
I'm going to go. Bye. What's next, Mark? Let's talk about news.
Okay, so the first news story is a sad news story, and I've been waiting for updates on this before we do a daily Scuba news on it. But they're still fairly hush-hush. So this, I think this actually broke on the 14th of February. And this was a 57-year-old diver who died in a cave system in Germany. The extensive Mühlbachquell karst spring system. And about all the information that we have is that a lot of this cave system is not submerged, but key sort of sumps and siphons are submerged. And from what I understand, as they were coming back, there's like a 6 meter long siphon called the mole siphon, and it's water filled. It's 6 meters long, so the group say you could do it on a breath hold if you're good enough, but they were doing it on Scuba just to be safe. Most of the team made it through with no problems. I believe it's the final member didn't make it through, so they went back, they recovered him, and this was about 700 meters sort of inside of the cave, so they did their best to recover, get them, because hasn't been named, don't know whether it's a man or a woman, but they managed to get them out of the cave system. Emergency services attended, and they couldn't revive them. And that's about all the information we really have. It's a terrible story, and of course they're going into the inquest and investigation to find out exactly what happened. But a week later, and we still don't really know all of the details. So one of those news stories that we do have to keep on top of, and as soon as we hear something, we'll do a full kind of breakdown. So cave diving, it's dangerous. A 6 meter long section. That was it. and that's all it took. Apparently, they were very experienced cave divers. So, yeah, if you're ever going into an overhead environment, just be very careful. If you're untrained, don't even bother thinking about it. If you don't have the right equipment, don't even bother thinking about it. It's simply not worth it, because we don't like reading these kind of stories.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Sad, mate. What's the next one, Mark?
Yeah, moving swiftly on. So Paddy have announced a new ambassador diver. So this is British TV and radio wildlife presenter Miranda Krestovnikov. She's been doing all sorts of like biology type stuff on TV, and now I believe Paddy have announced them as announced her, as a ambassador diver. So she'll be sporting the sort of Paddy brand and acting as an ambassador to try and get more kids and just more people into scuba diving, really.
Awesome.
So you'll probably start seeing her on Paddy's social media channels, and when she's doing stuff on TV and radio, hopefully she'll be promoting scuba diving a bit more, which is lovely.
Indeed it is.
And finally, SSI, Scuba Schools International, have announced a new free marine ecology digital kit. So this is, they're promoting it as a dry speciality, and it's something that you can do for free. However, the training to actually get certified, it might cost you a certain amount, because you have to go to an SSI training center, and it's kind of up to them how much they train. But to download all of the course materials and whatnot, as far as I'm aware, is completely free. I'll be honest, I found out about this morning, so I haven't even tried downloading it or seeing anything how it works. But it's okay. So the program explores the complex and multi-layered web of life found within the ocean's various ecosystems. Students learn how organisms interact with each other and their environments, how energy flows through communities, the links between different ocean ecosystems, and how humans play a vital role in the ocean's ever-changing biology. So yeah, ecology, just learning about the marine life and how everything sort of interacts. So if you're interested, or your kids, it might be something. If you're homeschooling them at the moment, and you want something a little bit different to do, then yeah, get them on this course. Even if you don't get the official cert card, at least it's something to do, and they're still learning. And it's free of charge. The only thing that you'll pay for is the training costs, which might be calculated by the training center. Cool. So yeah, that's quite cool.
That is cool.
Raid did something similar at the beginning of the sort of original lockdown, when everything was in a bit of chaos, and they just released all of their course materials for free to anyone who wanted to sort of sign up for Raid, which was nice of them. And yeah, I did it, and you just download the PDFs and you just kind of read through the course material. It's great to brush up on and see how different training agencies do things. So yeah, it's worth checking out.
Awesome, cool, man. That's it. There was no. I didn't have any updates for any of the other DSN stories or anything. I'm guessing you didn't.
What did I talk about?
I can't even remember. I want to go to bed, Mark.
I mean, my Thursday news story was on the US Coast Guard. They officially agreed to 7 major changes to safety guidelines for boats or vessels in or with United States flag after the Conception fire back in 2019. So this is where I get a little bit confused, because 3 or 4 parts of their recommendations, they've already been passed into law on January 1st this year.
Okay.
And that was interconnected smoke alarms. So instead of individual ones, it's like an entire network. So if one goes off, they all go off.
Makes sense.
Logging nightly roaming, not security guards, but yeah, just making sure that someone is physically going around and checking everywhere, making sure there's no fires or anything, and that they log that so that they can be checked and tested and penalised if they're not. emergency exits that are both larger and more logically placed. Because apparently one of the main problems with Conception Fire was that both fire exits effectively exited into the same compartment. So that one fire blocked both emergency exits. Whereas now they're saying, no, we need to really sort of change. And I feel like there was another thing, but maybe that was it. But yeah, apparently there are 7 new things. So there's going to be sort of more regulations
that's good.
going forwards. And I can't remember what I talked about on
The
Tuesday.
other one was
it was
Apex.
Apex.
Yeah.
Apex Aqualung, the new gear. So yeah, I'm sure that you've all heard about the new gear by now. But we have lots more videos coming up of my unboxings, and then later on I might do something.
Is it Monday and Thursday? I think they go live. The Apex Aqua
Yeah, it's
ones?
about twice a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I will I'll do some proper like reviews once I know all of the specs about them, how much they cost and how much they weigh and all that kind of stuff, and I can really kind of weigh them up against the competition.
Get your teeth.
Whilst we're talking about equipment, we're talking about my product of the week. My product of the week, rainbows. It is. I'm trying to think of the word. We didn't plan this, but it is Aqualung. It's the Aqualung Legend Elite Regulator. So we sell it as a stage 4 set, which is where you get the first stage, the primary, the one that you breathe from. You get your octo as well. That makes it a stage 3 set. But we also include a gauge, a single gauge, so that makes it a stage 4 set. So all you really need is a low pressure inflator hose from your BCD or one for your dry suit as well. And but the reason why I love the Legend Elite, it's the sort of the upgraded version. It's the 3rd generation of Legend regulators, and this is the one. The Elite is the one that has all the controls on it. So you have the Venturi adjustment, so you can interrupt free flows before they occur, and you have a metal breathing adjustment knob, so you can just make it much more sort of comfortable and suitable for your diving. Fantastic for cold water diving because it's got this huge heat fin on the top of the first stage. The second stage has that metal kind of gear ratchet kind of logo on the front of it, which is very funky. So definitely worth checking out if you're looking for a new set of regulators. Then yeah, check out the Aqualung Legend Elite. And on Simply Scuba, it's down for a great price because you get the stage 4 set. Yeah, I can't fault it. I love these regulators. Lovely breathe, and you get that Comfort Bite mouthpiece as well, so you don't have to bite down on the second stage to hold it. So if you're in the water for a long time, you don't get jaw fatigue because you're having to hold down on the second stage because it's got that bridge over like the top of your mouth. It just kind of naturally sits in your jaw and stays there, so you don't have to bite down on it to hold it in your mouth. It's very clever.
Cool.
Just for one little mouthpiece to do all that. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's definitely one of my sort of top 5 regulators.
Ooh, top 5. That sounds like a video we should make. We actually did that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't started. Actually, no, I know why we've not done the 5 fins, top 5 fins for 2021 and all that sort of thing yet. It's because we don't have any.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
There's nothing new. It'll be the same as last year's.
Mate, those videos, they did so well. I might just go to 2019 or 2020s. No, 2019's was obviously the last time we did it. I'll just change the date. There you go.
Just redub it.
Yeah. Re-upload it. It'll be right. Cool. So, Mark, this week's question is going to be a complete surprise to everyone. And like I say, unless you've read the title of this video. So
what you clicked on.
Yeah. So what is the correct way to behave on a liveaboard?
Oh, you just get drunk every single day.
Okay.
You just throw stuff overboard. No. It's just be chill, really. Liveaboards are very relaxed. The when you first turn up, there's quite a lot of chaos because everyone's got their gear. You have to do a whole load of paperwork and the safety brief and all that kind of boring stuff. The first day is normally done in dock, so you don't really go anywhere. And your first night is usually kind of in harbour. But then once you start to get out, that's when things really start to kind of relax. I mean, the first thing is no shoes, which is great. And yeah, just be kind of chill. Make sure that you're keeping tidy. You're keeping sort of all your gear to yourself, because that's one of my main problems when I'm on a liveaboard is that I almost get a little bit too comfortable and I start leaving things around the place, and then I forget where I put stuff. So I tend to it's like in my mind I've got the cabin, and then you have the dive deck where all my sort of dive kit is, and then I'll kind of like make sure that I put my stuff in one particular area, sort of elsewhere in the boat, because you have like sun deck on the top deck, you have a kind of a chilled out area on the back of the dive boat just above the dive deck, and then you have inside as well. But inside gets quite cold because they usually have the air conditioning on to keep things nice and comfortable. But spending too much time in there, you don't get acclimatized to the heat. So I don't tend to keep stuff in there, because then I'd end up searching, trying to find my lost stuff in there. But yeah, the main thing is to remember that it's not really a holiday as such, because they have like 4 dives a day normally, and they're very regimented, so they really do have to sort of keep you to a certain schedule, and it can be quite tiring. If you do all of the dives of the week, then yeah, it will be quite tiring. So do remember that you don't have to go on every single dive, but do make sure that you tell people. You can't just like try and hide in your room, because they'll just knock on your door. So if you don't want to do a dive, tell the dive guys and just say, oh hey, I don't want to do it because I just want a line in the morning or something. But otherwise, yeah, just take it easy. Remember to drink as much as possible. Water, not alcohol. Some will have alcohol on board, but they try and dissuade too much drinking, because of course drinking and diving doesn't mix too much, but it is quite easy to get quite dehydrated quite quickly. So you'll often find water coolers on each deck in certain areas. So if you can, try and bring a water bottle with you, a reusable one. They will have water bottles on board, but it's quite nice just to bring your own to limit the amount of plastic, and then just refill it and try and sort of limit how much, not limit, record how much you're drinking, so that you're aware that, actually I need to drink a certain amount each day. But otherwise, yeah, just keep tidy, just stay happy. Yeah, if you want some time alone, then yeah, just get a pair of headphones, and yeah, just chat. Really, it is very easy on a liveaboard, because everyone else is kind of the same. They're literally in the same boat, because we all have that kind of similar interest in mind. And yeah, if there is a annoying person that you don't get on with, there is plenty of space to kind of get away from them. But yeah, just be chill, just be funny, have a chat. But yeah, keep tidy, because I tend to lose a lot of things because I get comfortable and leave things around the place, and then someone tidies it up, or I forget where I left it. So you're like, oh.
Damn it! Where did I put my regulators?
Yeah, your regs are quite easy, because depending on the liveaboard, it stays set up on your system, and then one of the boat crew after the dive, they refill your tanks and whatnot. So all your gear stays pretty much assembled. All you have to do is just depressurize your regs, and they'll top up your tank. But for your logbook and your dive computer and that kind of stuff, if you're logging your dives, try and keep yourself organized and make sure that your gear goes in a certain cubby hole, and never leave things charging. is probably the most important thing.
Yeah.
And that's usually in most safety briefings nowadays, because boat electrics are very different to the electrics in your house. So yeah, you can't just leave things charging unattended, because if a crew member sees it, they will unplug it, basically, because it is quite dangerous.
Yes, rightfully so. With everything that's happened in the world with liveaboards over the past year or so. Cool. Is there anything else?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to
Um,
You covered quite a lot of it, or pretty much all of it.
Yeah, I say liveaboard. There's so much to liveaboards. It's like the first night they'll go through a lot of the stuff. But yeah, as far as behaving on a liveaboard, yeah, just be happy, be healthy, be helpful, and yeah, everything will be fine. They're very accommodating to food allergies and sort of things that you don't like to eat. And yeah, they are amazing at what they do, liveaboards. So yeah, I definitely recommend them. But yeah, just be chill.
Just be chill, and I guess don't be afraid to ask questions. Like you said, if you don't want to go on the dive, they're not going to kick off, are they? They're all going to be like, okay, cool.
Oh no,
You
no.
know,
Where they will kick up a fuss is if you do things without their knowledge. So if you suddenly like jump in the water because you want to sort of cool off or something, make sure that you tell someone, because it might be in their schedule where in the next 5 minutes they do lift anchor and off they go.
Of course.
And if they don't know that you're in the water. So yeah. As far as like in and out of the water, they're very strict, as well as the logbook as well. Don't lie on the logbook. If you did do a little bit too deep, or you did sort of come up with without enough, sort of over 50 bar, yeah, just put it down. You'll get a slap on the wrist and they'll tell you not to. But it's quite important if something should go wrong.
Exactly.
So yeah, just
Cool.
be
All
a
right.
good diver.
Be a good diver. And that is it. Another episode of Deco Stop done and dusted. Have you found today's episode? We're getting back into the swing of things. The first two are a little bit not ropey, but we're trying to find our feet with them again, aren't we?
Yeah, just trying to work out what it is basically, because now we have daily Scuba News, which does all the news stories, whereas we had Daily Deco, which was this kind of format, but on a daily kind of schedule. So we kind of worked out what that was. But now that we're doing it on a weekly schedule, yeah, it's just it's a new show. Trying to work out what it does.
Yeah,
It works.
it's cool,
Yeah.
man. It's cool.
It's just nice to chat to someone, basically.
Oh, thanks. Even if it is me. Right, so let's end it up there. I'm going to wind up. Obviously, this is called it's called Deco Stop, but it's Deco Stop Podcast. So if you want to hear it first, it goes live at in the morning, I guess, a couple of hours before on YouTube. So if you want to hear this show first, or the prime function of Deco Stop is obviously as a podcast, as audio. That is why, one, there are no images of anything that pops over, and also as well on the screen on YouTube there is no close-up. So when Mark talks, like in question time, I go full screen on Mark. This is a podcast, we're not going to bother with that. It just stays the two of us on screen. So when Mark's talking, you'll probably see me pulling some weird faces because I like doing that. It's funny. But if you can, again, like I said before, it's a podcast. So if you do listen to us, rate us, follow us, whatever, share us with your other diving buddies. I really want to get the kind of the analytics running on the podcast side of things. And of course, it is available on Instagram. That goes live Saturday at whenever time I wake up and decide to upload it. It used to go live on a Friday evening. But now we have our Smart going live. I don't want to litter the Friday show, should we say. So yeah, Deco Stop will be going live on a Saturday morning at some point. And obviously it goes live at 10 on YouTube. Got any questions for Ask Mark? Obviously use the hashtag Ask Mark, either on Instagram, hashtag it in your comment so we can find it. Or on YouTube, we obviously search for the hashtag Ask Mark. And then if Mark wants to answer your question, or if he actually knows the answer to the question, which 9 times out of 10 he does, we'll answer it in that show. And as I say, that goes live every Friday. That's about it. Obviously, daily scuba news. That's Monday to Thursday. That's going well. Yeah, that's about it, really.
That sums up what we do. Anyway, as Sean said, if you do have any questions, comments, queries, corrections, let us know down in the comments below, because we love hearing all of those. Don't forget to check out Empora, the extreme sports magazine. We're now kind of a part of them, so some sort of blog information and whatnot, but all sorts of other things, from snowboarding and downhill mountain biking, all that kind of stuff. Don't forget to check out our Teesprings, which is kind of Springs, but the URL is still Teesprings. If you're on YouTube, there's going to be a link right below this video. If you want a t-shirt like Cave Diver that I'm wearing today, then definitely check it out for some scuba diving merchandise. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.
Stay classy, scuba divers.
The Deco Stop podcast is produced and recorded by Simply Scuba, the UK's #1 dive store. Visit today at simplyscuba.com.